Oh man, this game really brought a smile to my face. Not because of the score line, but the Marlins ended their 6-game losing streak in an improbable fashion. I only got one player to say, and this shouldn't come to surprise. Kyle Stowers. To think that beginning of the season we didn't even want him to be in the starting lineup, let alone the second. Now he is batting like a batting champion. A walk-off grand slam opposite field from Kyle Stowers. Oh man. And Kyle Seeloff, the commentator, might be the best call of the year so far from him. Even he couldn't believe it. All right, man, let's get this game going. So, obviously, the big talking point of this game for the Marlins fans' perspective is the grand slam. Another was the debut of the new city uniforms. Like I talked about that in the previous video. Looking at it through the camera, looks meh. Looks meh to me. It still looks cool, but it's just meh. It's not the best one. But who knows? Maybe it'll grow on to me. But yeah, man. If you hear the noise, it's actually raining really hard. My goodness. Really hard. So, while we have a little bit of a nighttime rainstorm conversation, let's talk about this game. So, Max Meyer, man, I feel bad for Max Meyer. He didn't pitch that great, especially against a athletics team. Jesus, man. Especially against an athletics team that is hitting homers. And this is just another one. Another home run from Rooker. A 409 feet to center. Which is pretty much dead center. To make it a 1-0 game for the Athletics. Soderstrom with the single to left and then a double play to pretty much end it. Bottom to first, Edwards worked a walk. This is Beto. Is it Beto or is it Beto? I forgot how to say it. But Edwards worked a walk. He stole second. He was able to get there safely. No argument there. Kyle Stowers lined out center. And then, yeah, pretty much the rest is pretty much history. Top of the second, of course, it's J.D. Bleday. Bleday again. Another home run against the Marlins. 373 feet. Already a 2-0 Athletics lead. Not good. Wilson, the ground up to the pitcher, went straight to Meyer. Urias flied out center. Kurtz work a walk. Gio Urshela with the single, and then Butler grounded to first. Bottom to second is a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the third is a 1-2-3 inning, but Max Meyer really paid the price to get that baseball. That line drive, which was a 104-mile-per-hour hit, I think that's what they said, that went straight to this part of the hand to Max Meyer. To me, it looked like it really hurt. But I guess it didn't hurt that badly. I guess he was embracing it. I don't know how. If it was me, I'd probably be thriving in pain right now. But Max Meyer, I'll tell you what, this guy has the guts. He has the guts to pitch through the pain, and he was really good. He was really good to say that, fuck the pain. What pain? Yeah, man, that was awesome. And yes, he was able to play through. He was able to pitch through more innings after that. So top of the third is a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of third, Sanoha grounded to third. Ronnie Simon hits a double. I mean, that was a big double to center. Edwards struck out swinging, but Kyle Stowers comes in the plate, and this is the first of a couple. Yes, another multi-hit, multi-home run game for Stowers, and it's big. This one is big as well. This is a 422 feet home run. I mean, he crushed that baseball to right center. That ball was gone. And a tie ball game 2-2. Great hit and a good contact by Kyle Stowers to get the game tied. Ronnie Ramirez. Not Ronnie Ramirez. Jesus Christ. Listen to me. Augustin Ramirez, not Ronnie Simon, Jesus. Augustin Ramirez line out to left. I'm freaking exhausted. Top of the fourth. JJ Bleday flied out center. Max Meyer is still pitching, which is awesome. What was not awesome was this at bat, right? Wilson hits a single, and Urias hits a home run to left. It's at 377 feet. And the Athletics have a 2-point advantage again. Now it's 4-2 Athletics. The next two batters are flied out and ground outs, and frustrations for Meyer. Starting to pitch in. Bottom of the fourth, 1-2-3 inning. Top of the fifth, Butler goes for a double to center. Not good. Rooker, the reaching infield single, and now all of a sudden we have runners at corners. Soderstrom is at bat, and now the infield is in. Soderstrom grounded to Xavier Edwards, which I believe it was Edwards. Who cares? I forgot. So what happens is that ball was thrown to home, and so Rooker was at third. Was it Rooker? Butler was. Okay, Butler was trying to go home, got caught in a rundown. Then he ran out too far. He ran out of the baseline. That says the umpire. And then after that, the throw was thrown to second. And that second base was Rooker. That was Rooker, who was caught out. That he was caught out at second, which was a very nice throw by the Marlins infield. Amazing. Now, the Athletics was objecting that Butler was blocked, was hindered his way to home when he was being blocked by Augustin Ramirez. Or how could it be that he was out of the baseline when runners literally have to make that huge turn to get to be on the line? Well, that's within the rule book. When you're getting caught in a rundown, no matter if it's at a third baseline or the first baseline or even the second towards third, as long as you're in that line, you cannot go out of that line when you're getting caught in a rundown. That's within the rule book. If you do that, it's an out of runner's lane. That is out of the baseline rule, and cannot argue it. Langeliers grounded to shortstop, and what was a pretty tough inning turned into a fascinating, and yet we were able to get out of the inning with little to no problem. Then the bottom of the fifth, Jesus Christ. This was a good inning. Myers worked a walk, Dane Myers, and he stole second. Now they challenged this call. They challenged the Myers stealing seconds. He was called safe, and the call stood. If anything, it should be confirmed because there was no way he was off the bag and stuff like that. So Myers was good. Then the next batter, Javier Sanoja, big double on the third baseline, went through, and Myers scored. It's now 4-3 Athletics. Pretty good. Ronnie Simons grounded to second, but Sanoja was able to advance. And Xavier Edwards with a big hit to center. It was caught. Sanoja was able to score it, so it's a sacrifice fly. And it's a tie ball game. Not a problem. Kyle Stowers then flied out center. I mean, that ball was crushed. I mean, it was coming. But then top of the sixth, Myers still pitching. It would be great if he was able to get out of this inning, right? Well, JJ Bleday. JJ Bleday hits a single to right. Wilson, next batter, on the first pitch that went through center. Nobody's able to get that baseball. I mean, you have to get that baseball. I mean, that wasn't even a hard hitting baseball. But the Urias at bat frustrated me to no end. So what happens is, on the fifth pitch, okay, so it's 2-2. It's 2-2. On the fifth pitch on the at bat, it was a four-seam fastball. Caught plenty of the zone. Plenty of the zone. Guess what the umpire called? So the ball goes in the strike zone. That should be a strike, right? He called it a ball. That was a disaster call by the umpires. Awful call. That ball was clearly in the zone, and they still somehow said it's a ball. Bad call. The umpires missed it. And you can clearly see frustration, Max Meyer. And then the next slider, it was ball four. Now the bases loaded with nobody out. He was pissed. I'm surprised nobody was ejected from this. Not that there was any fallout or anything like that. There wasn't much, but the expression of Max Meyer said it all. So anyway, he was relieved. Veneciano comes in, and despite all this, it was only a sacrifice fly. So it's 5-4 Athletics, and the next two batters were struck out swinging. Could have gone much worse. Then bottom of the sixth, 1-2-3 inning. We don't talk about that. Top of the seventh, though, Anthony Bender comes in. He works a 1-2-3 inning, and it is a strikeout looking, the first one, which was not bad. Bottom of the seventh, we should have had something. Norby was struck out swinging. Myers worked the walk. Myers stole second again. Sonoha flied out to right. Simon worked the walk. And Edwards grounded to first. Now this is T.J. McFarland's now pitching. Top of the eighth, more problems. Luke Bacher is pitching now. He struck out Bleday, good starts, but then Wilson worked the walk. Urias flied out to right. So it's 2 outs. Kurtz worked the walk, and Urshela hits a double to center to make it a 6-4 baseball game for the Athletics. Wilson's able to score on this one. And the Butler grounded to first. Bottom of the eighth, it just looks hopeless. 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the eighth. Just look hopeless. Bacher still pitching, despite some struggles in the eighth. Top of the ninth, 1-2-3 inning. He struck out the side. So that was awesome. Then the bottom of the ninth. I couldn't wait to talk about the bottom of the ninth. I really couldn't wait. Matt Mervis, and by the way, Mervis in this game, I forgot which inning it was, but if you saw the game, or if you watched the replay, there was a moment where he was out at the plate, and he was so angry, so frustrated, that he had, let's just say this is a bat, as a metaphorically. He had the bat, wham, through the legs, completely shattered and break his bat in half with his knee. I mean, my goodness, you had to be really strong to break that bat like that. You have to be really strong to do that, first off. And second off, yeah, I understand. I completely understand what he's going through. This is a frustrating time for Matt Mervis. Speaking of Matt Mervis, bottom of the ninth, second pitch in the at-bat was a slider, and a poor slider. He was hit by a pitch. So, one runner on. And the next two batters, Norby and Dane Myers, struck out. And especially with Dane Myers. Dane Myers completely took exception in this call. It was a borderline call. He did not like that one. But you got to give props to Miller. Miller, he can throw the baseball really hard, really fast, or really slow. Now, 2 outs. 2 outs now. Javier Sanoa comes into the at-bat. Now, after that, though, Javier Sanoa, he was able to hit a double to center, right center, I should say. Actually, it's actually going right, but it's actually a right center. Found the gap, and they were able to advance up. The throw was cut off, so Matt Mervis goes to third. So Noah gets a double. So small chance of a comeback. Then Ronnie Simon, 7 pitches in the at-bat. It's 3-2. Final strike. Foul ball. The next at-bat was a ball. But the thing is, it was a wild pitch. It was a wild pitch by Miller. And which means that even if it's ball 4, if it's a wild pitch, the runner at third could score. In this case, Matt Mervis scored on a wild pitch, and now 6-5 Athletics, which is amazing because now we're a point away of making this comeback. They were objecting this call, Athletics. They're challenging this, even though they lost the challenge. But you can ask them for a umpire review, and this has become an umpire review. They were looking at see if Simon was hit by a pitch, which would nullify a run, or if it's a foul ball or a swing. None of them happens. It is a wild pitch with no hit by a pitch, none of it. So the call is confirmed. Wild pitch, ball 4. The run scores. It's now 6-5 Athletics. Now comes Xavier Edwards. 6 pitches in, took the foul ball. Then a 6th pitch. The 6th pitch, that ball was a ball 4. It was a ball 4 from the left side, inside. And now bases are loaded with 2 outs. And theoretically, with Kyle Stowers, as hot as he is, all he really needed was a base hit. They got much more than a base hit because a base hit would end the game. But Kyle Stowers did the unthinkable. He has crushed this ball. The first pitch in the at-bat was a fastball. 101 miles per hour throw. And that ball was crushed to left center field. I was saying drop. But it kept carrying. It was carrying, and it went over the wall. And Kyle Seeloff, right? Kyle Seeloff, our commentator, was like, no way! And I was saying the same thing. I was like, let's freaking go, man. And I was in Jersey, too. So you got to imagine one of my friends was like looking at me happy. Man, she's awesome, man. She's absolutely amazing. The Kyle Stowers walk-off grand slam. The final score is 6-9 Marlins. Very nice, man. Oh, my goodness. Kyle Stowers, freaking Stowers, ends it with one swing. Freaking awesome, dude. What a game by Kyle Stowers. He was awesome. Player of the game, man. Player of the game. So, City Uniform Magic? Retro Wave Magic? Maybe it's starting to grow on me after all. I'm wearing this because usually on the Saturdays they would wear this jersey, City Connect, but I don't have this jersey. I don't even think I think it's on sale, right? Maybe I'll get one on my next paycheck because the thing is, I already used that money to buy a different jersey, the Florida Marlins, a teal jersey. I recently bought that, so I don't know when it's coming, but I'm gonna have to wait a bit, you know. Anyway, Lake Bacher gets a win. Miller gets a loss here, blowing a save. Marlins with only 5 hits in the entire game. Athletics with 11 hits, and yet despite that, the Marlins win this game with 9-6 because of that grand slam. This is a home run derby type of game, and the Marlins somehow won the derby, man. 7 strikeouts as a whole for the Marlins, but all the strikeouts came from the bullpen. The Athletics pitching 9 strikeouts. 4 of them came from Beto. And the other 5 came from their bullpen. 13,543 attendance in this game. Could you imagine if there was 25,000, close to 30,000, if the Marlins were really competitive going for the playoff push? If this was a bigger crowd, you know how loud that crowd would have been, especially if the roof was closed? It would have been really loud. It would have been really loud. And you know what? The atmosphere would have been much better. But considering 13,000, it was still loud because of that grand slam hit. It was still It was still kind of loud, as far as I can tell from watching this game. But imagine if there was more people. That would have been awesome. Anyway, the series is tied 1-1 tomorrow. Edward Cabrera, I'm going to speculate, is going to be on the mound. And yes, he is. Edward Cabrera versus J.P. Sears. Sears having a good start of the season, so I don't know. I don't know if that's how it's going to be. I don't know, man, because the next few games are going to be against the Dodgers before going to Chicago. South side first and the north side. But anyway, man, let's celebrate what we can, and let's celebrate this win, man. And let's go fish. So that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, because Miami TV is back. And when it does, he'll be right there with the free entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TV channel, folks. Good night, everybody.